Shalom. Back out here again. Out here again. Before I get started, and give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Josh. And let's get into it. Coming out here for you so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans who have treat biblical Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You know? Let's go with Judah, so-called Negroes, tribe of Benjamin, West Indians, so-called, Jamaicans, so forth, Levi, so-called Haitians, Simeon, so-called Dominicans, Zebulon, from Guatemala to Panama, Slovakia, Ephraim, the so-called Puerto Ricans, Manasseh, so-called Cubans, Gad, so-called Native Americans, Reuben, so-called Seminole Indians, Naphtali, from Argentina to Chile, tribe of Asher, Colombian, from Colombia to Uruguay, and Issachar, last but not least, so-called Mexicans, or the children of Israel. Contrary to what you've been told. We're going to get into it because, it's all hell breaking out on the world, man, on the planet. And the East is heating up. You got India and Pakistan going at each other, man. So the East is heating up. You got America and the Houthis and Israel going at it. Hey, like they say, man, it's up there. We're going to get into the precepts. We're going to get into the precepts that prove otherwise. That, hey, you take this Bible. We're going to get into Matthew 24 and 6. It says, and ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So we're hearing of wars, and we're actually seeing wars, man. Rumors of wars. But the scriptures say the end is not yet. Because want to know why the end is not yet? The RFID microchip ain't been implemented on a mandatory level, and the nukes ain't went off yet. So it's not the end yet. And speaking of rumor of war, you got Israel, they ready to strike a run at any given moment. Like they say, imminent. They want to strike a run so bad. So we hearing of wars and rumors of wars, man, constantly. Let me get to Jeremiah 30 and 6. It says, ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Oh no, Salaki, let's go to verse 5. I'll show you the 1 and 6. Thus says Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling and fear. Now the peace. Yeah, there's no peace going on the other side of the world. What peace in the Middle East? There's no peace. You got the Houthis, you got Yemen being bombed. Like I just said, Pakistan and India going at each other. And it's just going on and on and on, man. War is in the air. It's the season of war. Matthew. Now, I'm gonna make this kind of quick today because I'm soaked. I got soaked on the plantation today. I've been in these wet clothes since like 1 o'clock today. Man. Let's go. It's Matthew 10:34. Think not that I've come to send peace on earth. I have I came not to send peace, but it's because Jesus saying, "Hey man, he ain't even bringing peace on earth. No, he ain't sending no peace in. He says, but a sword, man, a killing instrument. And you know the ultimate sword he's gonna use are those thermonuclear ICBM missiles. Yeah, Russia just threatened Ukraine. So they get it in victory they parade. Ukraine will be tomorrow. Man. So everybody's threatening nuke war. It's still coming. Man. And not only threatening nuclear war, they actually doing this shit. You know, and here I am. I talk about stuff, and I'm the bad guy. Make that make sense. I just got worried. You got actual armies fighting each other right now to the death. And you got world leaders threatening to nuke a whole city in Ukraine. But everybody look at me like I'm the bad guy. You know, and all I got is a camera and a Bible, man, and my stick. That's all I got. You know, with the tribes on here. That's all I got. Oh yeah, that's the book. But you know, everybody look at me like I'm the scum of the earth. Dude. And you got people actually bombing the piss out of the gun and shit. You know, they know what I'm talking about. Doing up port, doing sabotage in other countries. Nobody so pissed on it. You know, they might get on there and act a little flippant on the comment section. That's all they doing, you know? Sitting in their house with a bag of Cheetos, bitching. Putting comments on YouTube that doesn't make a difference. 35. Why I've come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter against her mother. So yeah, I'm gonna come to put a split between them, man. You know, he letting you know, man. Hey, it's gonna be some shit going down before it comes back. People gonna be fighting each other. Mother and daughter gonna be fighting each other. Son-in-law, daughter-in-law. They're gonna be neck to neck with each other. It's gonna be like Royal Rumble, man. The times 100. You have people locking up. You know, your longtime best friend. Y'all gonna be fighting like enemies. Y'all gonna be at each other's necks like strangers in the street. 35, 36, and a man folds to a big weight of his own household. So yeah, the wife is gonna be at your neck. She's gonna get that long ass butcher knife she got, and she's gonna whip it out on you, man. know your kids, they're gonna be, they're gonna be at each other's necks, man. You know, you're gonna be scrambling for your life. I forget the name of that movie, but it was like everybody was chasing this one guy trying to kill him. I forget the name of that movie. But that's how it's gonna be. Man. You're gonna be scrambling, trying to stay alive, but you're gonna eventually succumb to it. You know, you're not gonna make it out of it if you ain't fully aware. So your son that you love so much, your daughter you love so much, you know, they're gonna go get that shotgun, man, and riddle you with bullets. You know, with some bird shots, you know, or some slugs, whatever the case may be. People say hey, a man's foe should be the day of his own household. So people in your own house are gonna turn against you. You know, the day of the Lord, you know, which is approaching. When we talking about when it really gets close, man, it's gonna it's gonna turn up on the earth, like they said. If you study and study God, 7:35 or the 25, 25. Destruction cometh. They shall seek peace. There should be none. If you're gonna seek peace in that day, there won't be none. But when you're done fighting the people in your household, you got to go out and take it to the streets, like they say. You know, you're gonna lock up with your neighbor, man. You know, your neighbor's gonna be at your neck with an axe. You know, a chainsaw. You know, we're gonna get into some very wild days, and your whole street is gonna be it's gonna be like I said, like Royal Rumble, man, like a cage fight. And you're gonna seek peace and safety. And it's gonna be one. You ain't a killer, you're gonna turn into one that day. You know? 'Cause what you gonna do when there's no food, no clean drinking water, you know? You're gonna lose it. And whoever stand in your way of you getting anything of a pack of ramen noodles, you're gonna take their life. You know, you're gonna be willing to kill a whole family over a can of sardines. That's how bad it's gonna get. You know? What you gonna do with an angry mob coming in? And they think you got, you know, some bottled water left in that room, in that house. You know, they still think you got beanie weenies or something. They know you got some spam somewhere, and they're gonna pull you out of that house, you and your family, and they're gonna ask you politely, like they say, we're gonna make this the easy way, we're gonna make this the hard way. Before you open your mouth, we're gonna put you to death, man. And just take what you got, your clothing, food, whatever you got. Man. They might just put the men to death and take the women. You just gonna experience some Mad Max times 10. These vigilante groups roaming these streets. You know, everybody's gonna turn to their own, man. The scriptures speak about how people gonna just get up and leave this place. Roughly paraphrasing, and everybody gonna start sticking to their own. So you prove examples, you're gonna be a shit freak. Once once everything hit the fan, so to speak, you ain't gonna be able to come on back home to the so-called Negroes that you've been cooning, boning and cooning. You're gonna try to run to the so-called white people, and they're gonna put you to death, man. And everybody gonna stick to their own in that day. Man, I wish if I could think of that scripture, man. It's gonna be very, very like mentality. You know? That's the days of fastly approach. You know, what you gonna do when you ready to go to the bank and they talking about bank holiday. Here it is. It's Tuesday on the app, Tuesday afternoon, and they talking about bank holiday. No holiday going on. You can't get your money out. You can't withdraw nothing. Huh? Or the middle world, you got that today. What are you gonna do? You ain't on the right side of this thing. You gonna freak out when you can't get your $120 out of the bank. Huh? Because this whole dollar system gotta crash. The dollar's gonna crash. Stock market's gonna collapse. And a lot of you people gonna be SOL. And you're gonna be begging for this digital currency, this CBDC. You're gonna be begging for them to turn the lights back on. But they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, we'll do all that." First, you got to take something. You know, we need you to do one little favor for us. You can be the market of beast, or if I be market, and they're gonna promise you peace and safety. But the scriptures say, "Hey, it won't be none." But that's gonna be a false sense of security. You take that RFID microchip, because after that, it gets worse, man. You become a digital slave, and then ultimately, you're gonna be ashes, man. You're gonna be ashes because the nukes are gonna burn your asses alive if you get that shit. The so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans get that RFID microchip. That's your ass. 24 and 12. Because and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Hey, you can see it all over the country. Just just type in a city. You can just see everybody got a cold demeanor now. And that old love everybody spirit is out the window. You know? Everybody got this. It was somewhere, I think Memphis. I mentioned this before. But some guy got killed at a food truck. And the lady said they were just stepping over his body, man. They were stepping over his body, still getting their food, and you got a dead body right in front of them. You know, so the love of many wax cold, man. There's no love out here no more. You know, you say the wrong thing, somebody quick to blow your damn head off. You look the wrong way. Somebody willing to take you to the upper room. You know, you even act like you want to look at somebody crazy. Somebody willing to end your life, man. So people are wax cold, man. All that lovey-dovey, hey brother, hey sister, all that shit gone, man. And it says because iniquity, man. And do I need to go into what iniquity is? You could just go out in the street, turn on any channel, anywhere in the world, and you just see everybody just wicked as hell, man. Like they say, as wicked as all outdoors. Like the motherfuckers used to say, you know? You gotta clean the air. I'm gonna make this kind of quick today. I'm soaked, you know, down to my damn feet. I think I still got water in my boots. I'm about to say, am I on? Okay, yeah, I'm on. Now, I'm gonna try to make it a not too quick, but I won't be surprised if this went 30 minutes. This is Ecclesiastes 3:1. Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there's a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Let's jump down to verse 8. A time to love, a time to hate. And this is a time of hate right now. You just had the Nazi crew down here about a week ago with the SWAT stickers and shit hanging out at the bar. So everybody letting you know where they stand. There's no more hiding, I'm a racist, this and that. You people, they ready to let it all out. They ready to get it on. They ready to lock horns with you people, man. They ready to get this nation on. And the scriptures speak about how it's gonna be a race war. I.e. Jacob trouble, man. Civil war. So everything's right on schedule with the prophecies, man. We had this so-called black man. People started to take the law into their own hands. The cop killed his son. I think in Ohio, I believe. And he said, you know what? Get that. Say, hey, kill my son, so I got to kill you. And that's exactly what happened. So everybody's getting this vigilante type of spirit. And nobody's following the rules. It's only getting worse. Wait till martial law declared. I got to go back and read that article. They claiming Trump already wants to scan habeas corpus. We don't know what that is. You need to look that up. No, I don't have time to get into that today. But, they say he's looking to suspend habeas corpus. He's already signed executive orders to supply these police departments with military gear. Ramping it up because he knows martial law is right around the corner. Trump, dictator, the king, well, he got executive orders that he passed. Well, he's just writing them. He's putting them into motion. He's gonna show you how of a king and dictator he is. Because he knows the dollar's about to collapse, the economy's in shambles. People won't want him because he's supposed to be the great white hope. He's supposed to turn everything around. The contrary to what you have believed, he's doing the complete opposite. American people been duped again. Hook, line, and sinker. Because Trump, at the end of the day, he worked for the Rothschilds. He works for the bankers. Him and Jerome Powell are best friends. The Federal Reserve. They all hang out with each other. All that is a political theater. You people talk to it. And this trade war is only going to make things worse for the people out here on the street. You're the one got to fight with a few pieces of bologna, man. You're the one got to fight over a few pack of Ritz crackers or something. The last couple cans of tuna. You're the one. Why they gonna sit up there in DC and watch everything from the monitor? What is it called? The Situation Room with all those monitors. And they're gonna be watching you on a live feed, city to city, going at each other next. And once they think you had enough, they're gonna say, you know what, we got a solution for you. First, the troops gotta get busy. They gotta have the troops kill a lot of people out here. Lots of people. Just think about how Gaza looks. Think about it. That's how your neighborhood is gonna look. How the city's gonna look. Just think about how they're gonna be like mad men sparing none of you Israel. You ain't gonna be able to, I got my rights. I got the Constitution. What about the Bill of Rights? I'm an American. All you gonna hear is click, click. And then they're gonna go on to the next person. So your U.S. military put you in the ground. They might be nice and put you in a mass grave. most of that one movie, Civil War, where that one soldier, he was asking that guy like, where are you from? You know? And the guy was like, oh, he from such and such country. Like, are you American? You know, and he just threw the dude's brains out right there, man. So it's gonna be like that. But it ain't gonna be asking you whether you're an American. It's not gonna matter. It's just gonna be orders shoot to kill. And your U.S. government got a billion. You hear me? A billion rounds of ammo, and that's been like 10, 15 years ago. So who knows how many rounds of ammo they got now? Just for you Americans, because America has to go down first. They know you Americans got guns. So what they gotta do, they gotta respond in equal or greater force than you. And Joe Biden already said on his last term, when he said you're gonna need F-16s to fight the government, man. You know, because they all on the same team. Biden, Trump, Obama, they all on the same team, man. So you can get your militias going, try to go to war, man. You know, like I do, you better try to fight to the end, man. You fight all you got because you know through the prophecy you lose, you know. So you better go all out, man. You know, or you could just bow down and submit and say, yeah, I'm gonna take that RFID microchip and be a good servant, be a good slave, you know, because little do you know, you're not gonna be able to have your runaway society, from the new world order. You're not gonna have an underground network, you buying, selling, and trading, you know, like you're gonna skirt market peace. You ain't gonna be able to do it. Everything's going digital. Everything's gonna be traced, and you won't have you don't have an option, man. If you're not party elect, either you either gonna take it or you gonna say, cut my head off. That's just about it, man. Listen to the lady, man. It's a time to love and a time to hate. This is Ecclesiastes 3 and 8. Time to love, a time to hate, a time of war, and a time of peace. Well, we're in a time of war right now. And all this time we're gonna get peace is when your house don't get peace. After that, there won't be any war. Like Einstein said, he don't know how World War IV is gonna be fought. I got news for him. It won't be a World War IV. Man. Three is the last one. You know? Once these nukes go off, it's gonna send this whole world back into the Stone Age, man. You know how you gonna survive a nuclear winter, man? Hmm? Because the scriptures speak about how the elect is going to be delivered, receive salvation, and we're going to be up there for a moment of time. You know, who knows how long that is? It just said for a moment. If you got the nuclear winter going on, big earthquakes, tsunamis that happen, man. So hey, you know, for the ones that are left on here on the earth after the nukes go off, the scriptures say how the earth is going, you know, reel to and fro like a drunkard. It's gonna knock the earth off its axis. That's how powerful these nukes are gonna be, man. Thermonuclear ICBM missiles. Can you imagine how powerful that is? Where it's gonna knock the earth off its axis, you know? Just a little, you know? So it's gonna be like a damn drunk man. So much motion is gonna be going on. So you're gonna have tsunamis, earth slides, earthquakes, mudslides. I mean, it's like avalanches, all the above. Oceans spilling over. You know, it's gonna be some pure chaos on the earth. And if you live in the U.S., you're not gonna make it. You know, I don't care how many bunkers they built. You know, it was a chick, Catherine Fitz, came out talking about how they got underground bunkers. You know, bunkers under the sea. But none of that's gonna matter in that day. You know, I don't give a damn how deep that bunker is in Cheyenne Mountain. Or what's that other one? Rock Raven or something like that. I forget the name of the other bunker. They got what they call dumbs. You know, and it's supposed to be a whole, like a whole network of just tunnels. Like this underground city, man. A whole new world, man. And they think the elite think they're gonna ride well, some people call it apocalypse. They think they're gonna ride it out in those bunkers. You know, needless to say, down, down these bunkers. You know, and even though Mark Zuckerberg come out talking about how he got a tunnel to a submarine, and he got a military bunker. Not a military bunker, but he has a bunker in Hawaii. Look at that island he's on. Do you think that's gonna save him? You just don't know. He's been up there in that bunker. You know, and for the ones that's under the sea, we can speak about how Leviathan is gonna handle all that. Man. You ain't ready to escape Leviathan. So the Lord got it all figured out. Man. It's gonna be a sight to see. Looking at Leviathan, man. You know, it speaks about in Job how terrible this creature is. And it can't be killed. So the Lord's gonna break out Leviathan and Behemoth. All this was going on. It's gonna be the last hurrah. The Lord's gonna empty out all his hardware, they say, his armory, and he gonna make you heathens do the same. Maybe gather you all into the Middle East for that war. He gonna make Esau Edom empty out all his toys, man, in Area 51 and all these other black sites. Because this is gonna be the last showdown, man. So everything's gonna come out. They speak about how they got these robots that look like the Terminator robots, but they don't. They just got like the exoskeleton, like just the skeleton with the red eyes and the teeth and all, man. They show these useless ass robots on TV. The real nice, fun looking robots. There was a guy say he actually seen Terminator looking type shit. They get real killer machines. Once the law declared, they're gonna pull all that out. They show you Robo Dog, he walking, falling over. They finally starting to show the ones with the guns on them. So they just letting you know what they're gonna use on you. Hey man, you saw Edom, man. He got some shit, man. He got some toys for your ass, man. Sound cannons. They said this man even had gay bombs, man. He said he could drop a bomb and turn everybody in the area damn gay, man. What kind of shit is that? This is what the U.S. government has. Amen. Hey, man. Why y'all about some guy myself for being on the road side, man? Because you're going to need them in that day. Damn. Man. Let's go to Zechariah 14:13. It says, and it should come to pass in that day that a great tumult from Yahweh shall be among them, and there shall lay hold every one of the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. So you're going to put hands on your neighbor in this day. I'm talking about. Y'all used to sit outside in the garage, drink a 6-pack or a 12, or had you a case of beer or something. But that's going to, all going to go left. You have a king in 3 or 4 days, and your neighbor keep some damn snacks over there. And you just gonna be thinking landing on the floor in the bed or something. Like you just know you got some Cheez-Its over there, man. You got some damn ruffles in that damn pantry. And you gonna swear you hit the bag rattle. What you gonna do? You gonna get out of bed, you gonna grab that axe or your pistol if you got any bullets left. And you gonna go over there and go take it. You are going to go, rob your own neighbor. You're gonna walk through the house, see the pictures y'all done had together. You know, shared all the good times, the good memorabilia. You helped him rebuild his car. You know, and you gonna say fuck all that. I gotta eat. You know, and he gonna say, "Oh no, I swear I don't have anything." You know, I ate all the sardines, man. I got no more sardines left. He's like, "Don't you lie to me, Ned." And then you gonna get so aggravated, and you're just gonna blow your own neighbor brains out, man. Right on his doorstep, and you gonna step right over him, go right in the house, start raiding his pantry and his cabinets, man. You know, or y'all gonna be in the front yard fighting to the death. So these are times we stepping in. Man. It's gonna be every man for himself. You be thinking about feeding your family and everything. You're not gonna be thinking about maybe about that week, second week, or you're gonna be a straight cannibal in 2 weeks. Let the food start coming in, man. You done devoured all the roadkill. You done ate all the bark off the trees in the yard. You done ate all the leaves. You know, by that second week, you done already barbecued the dog and the cat already. You're gonna be looking for some flesh, and then you're gonna think about your neighbor. Damn, I bet it tastes real good with some barbecue sauce. And what you gonna do? You gonna go to the garage, look for that X, and you gonna go chop your neighbor up, man. Cause you gotta eat. I don't care what your religion is, what you believe and what you don't believe. You still gotta eat. You know, still gotta feed your belly, man. And you're gonna do any and everything to make it happen in there. You know, hunger brings a monster out of people. So you're gonna be unrecognizable in that day. Micah 7:5. Trust ye not in a friend, put ye not confidence in a God. Keep the doors of their mouth on her that lieth in their bosom. So yeah, you gonna be able to trust your friend in that day, man. Your friend will be cutting on how you can knock you out and take what you got. And your wife the same way. You keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. Talking about your boo thing, man. Your honey. She gonna be looking. She gotta eat too. And if you don't get no food in that house in the next few hours, then hey, you just might as well just eat you. That loyalty only lasts so long, man. When you done lost 30, 40 pounds. You're gonna do the unthinkable, man. You're gonna turn shit straight down. So everybody's gonna be, neck to neck. Man. You're gonna watch your back and your front. I'm just talking about the people in your household. I mean, you got a whole mob of a city full of people who ain't ate in days. You gonna have to fight it out. Because the sick go first, the elderly, then the children, and after that, it's survival of the fittest. And there's gonna be no mercy in that day, man. Anybody gonna give a damn how old you are, where you come from. It's gonna be all about I need something to eat. You stand in the way, you're gonna be dinner, man. So the scripture even speak about how cannibalism is coming back. Yes, Lord. 19 and 2. I hate it. I might get mine. Because Isaiah 19 and 2, I would set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, who are you modern day Americans are, because this is spiritual Egypt and Sodom. They shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. So there's gonna be a lot of fighting and rumbling going on. Yeah, I just said, man, it's gonna be like Royal Rumble. Times a hundred. Shoot out in every corner. But not just okay, all right, bro, you got me. You got the best of me. No, we're talking about fight to the death. Somebody trying to pick you the street. Fight. It says he shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor. So it ain't me just making this up, man. People say everybody's gonna lock up. You're going to. That's how it's gonna be out here. Every man's going to step. So you better get your jiu-jitsu up. Take you some taekwondo class. You gonna need it. You better start hitting that damn shooting range religiously. So you got to get your aim up. You gonna have to get your aim up soon. You better go take some survival classes. You know, you better know how to get down with that knife too, man. Better know how to get down with that blade. Because eventually the bullets run out. Because you're gonna have a whole city to deal with. You know? Wherever you go, you're gonna run into fucking trouble. You know, and everybody thinking about the same thing. Food. They're gonna be looking for food in that day. And you're gonna be walking up the street looking like a damn drumstick. You're gonna be looking like a damn roast beef sandwich. Somebody ain't ate in 5, 6 days. Some of y'all can't go damn 3 hours without eating. You have to be chewing on something. So, hey man, I'm gonna get a couple more. That's gonna be it. I'm gonna get on out of here. My damn feet still soaked. Let me get some of that second interest. Yeah, I like that second interest. Interest is always good. For because of the pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Your house is gonna be destroyed. You know, you will be living on the streets. You can read that over again. So because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. Like I said, man, there'll be nothing but chaos in the streets. You know, you're gonna be hearing screams. You're gonna be hearing, like they said, of blood curdling noises. You're gonna hear all that, man. Men being raped, women being raped. It's gonna be trouble out here, man. And nobody's coming to help you either. You can better dial 911 in that day. You're going to handle it yourself. You know, you're gonna have to get busy on your own, man. You got to hold your own self down. Because nobody's coming for you, man. Nobody's coming to help you. You know, but the elect, man, the elect gonna have all the help in the world, man. We're gonna have the Lord on our side. Lord willing for that number. For the rest of you, you got to get it how you live, man. If the Lord ain't dealing with you in that day, you're not gonna make it out of it. You already got it figured out. Who's gonna make it and who ain't. So that's what this is all about, really. Yeah, you're gonna pick up the lawsuit. Yeah. But really, this is about me. This is about me being delivered in those days. This what this is really about. So part of my deal is I gotta do the work what I'm doing now in order for me to make it out of this. You know, so I'm thinking about myself. You know, so if I gotta come out here, you know, once a week, for how many hours, whatever the case may be, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm thinking about getting my own ass saved up. And that's what it's really all about, man. Me. So I could care less if you listen or you don't listen. I'm just holding up my end of the contract. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and their spoil their goods, because the lack of bread or great tribulation. So yeah, it's gonna be a lack of food out here. And you ain't gonna have no pity on your neighbor. You know? You're gonna be you're gonna be straight with his head off. You're gonna be like, oh my bad, bro. Like what's the name say? Whoop de whoop. you know, you know, my bad, bro. I'll make up for it. Come over, we'll share this can of sardines or something. The scripture says you ain't gonna have no pity on your neighbor. You gonna open his or his, what they say, his or her head open with a baseball bat. You gonna cut that shit down to the white meat. Hmm? You gonna take that knife and just get the stabbing. You gonna do something in that day. When martial law declared, it's gonna be it's gonna be one for the books. You know, the scripture says, you call it Jacob Trouble. Said, man, it's gonna be like no other time in written history. You gonna witness people getting their fucking brains blown out right in front of you, man. Not just one. You gonna see numerous people just get slaughtered, man. So that's the days we coming fastly into. So you can keep playing around with this Jake. You can keep playing. Like I'm just wasting my time. But one thing for sure, somebody gonna be right, somebody gonna be wrong. And you can take that to the bank, like they say. Somebody's gonna be right and somebody's gonna be wrong. And I'm put it all on that I'm right. I'm big in the house. I'm right. All this. If I didn't believe it, I wouldn't be out here. If I didn't believe it, I wouldn't even be out here. So I'm gonna close it up. Yeah, it's been a long, long day. But hey, if I can go to work, I can come out here on the block and go to work, man. You know? Like I'm saying, that's another thing why you jakes don't get involved with this, man. You always got excuses. You got no excuse, man. I work 10 hours on the day, come out here, do the work. And whether I'm sick or not, man, Lord willing, I'm gonna be out here feeling good, not feeling good, whatever the case may be. Show what's going. We show what's going on. A lot of y'all, what y'all don't understand is it goes on with or without you, man. The truth don't stop. The work don't stop. So hey, you can easily be replaced. The Lord showing that more times than I can count. So you can't get too comfortable in this thing, man. You got to be diligent in this. You got to do this week in, week out. We're gonna get the word, when it's time to pack it up and not come out. We ain't got the word yet, though. So it's business as usual. But until then, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. Lord willing, I'll be able to make it to the house. Trying to see if I could think of some like a nice warm cup of tea I can sip on. I'm gonna go ahead and close it up though, man. But before I get out of here, I'm gonna give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Kakodash, Shalom.